Close your eyes now, and let yourself settle into this moment, this peaceful moment, where nothing else matters, where time itself seems to slow down, where everything becomes soft, and gentle, and perfectly still. Did you know that no two snowflakes are ever exactly alike? Each one, forming high in the atmosphere, creates its own unique pattern, its own crystalline architecture, as water vapor freezes around a tiny particle of dust or pollen. The journey of each snowflake, from cloud to earth, creates such specific conditions, such particular temperatures and humidity levels, that the resulting ice crystal becomes utterly unique, a six-sided masterpiece that has never existed before and will never exist again. And tonight, you're going to drift into a world of these infinite wonders, into the serene beauty of ice and snow, into the cozy embrace of winter's gentle magic, and in doing so, find the deepest, most peaceful, most restorative sleep you've had in a long time. If journeys like this bring you peace and rest, if stories that wrap you in warmth and wonder help you release and relax, consider subscribing, so more soothing stories can find you every week. More peaceful explorations, more gentle guides to rest, more doorways to tranquil worlds where sleep comes easily and naturally, waiting to welcome you into deep, healing, restorative slumber. Tonight, you're going to journey through a pristine winter landscape, where everything is soft, and white, and beautifully still. From the delicate formation of snowflakes to the vast silence of frozen lakes, from the cozy warmth of sheltered spaces to the mesmerizing dance of aurora lights, from glittering ice caves to the gentle survival wisdom of winter creatures. We'll explore together, slowly, peacefully, 100 soothing discoveries about ice and snow and winter's gentle wonders. Each fact will settle over you like a soft blanket, carrying you deeper and deeper into the most restful sleep. There's nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to be, no cold to fear, only warmth to embrace. Just breathe, softly, naturally, and let these gentle truths about winter guide you into the deepest, most peaceful, most restorative rest. This itself is like settling into a cozy space on a snowy evening, this letting go, this release, this gentle drift into comfort and peace. Let's begin this journey together, slowly, peacefully, drifting now into the beautiful boundless serenity of winter's embrace. Imagine yourself in a cozy space, wrapped in a softest blanket, warm and comfortable, perfectly safe. Through a window nearby, you can see snow falling, gently, steadily. Each flake drifting down in its own unhurried dance. The world outside is transforming, becoming softer, quieter, more peaceful with each passing moment. But you're warm, so warm and comfortable, watching this gentle transformation from your place of perfect coziness. Your breathing flows naturally, in and out, in and out. Each breath is easy, effortless, like the gentle falling of snow. And here's something beautiful: when you breathe cold air, as you might on a winter morning, your nose warms that air before it reaches your lungs, heating it to body temperature within seconds, protecting your delicate lung tissue. Your body is designed to handle winter, designed to find comfort even in the cold, designed to create warmth, to maintain peace, to rest deeply even when the world outside is frozen and still. The silence wraps around you gently. It's the special silence of snow, the way fresh snowfall absorbs sound, muffles noise, creates a hush unlike any other. Snow is porous, filled with tiny air pockets between ice crystals, and these pockets trap sound waves, absorb them, preventing echoes, creating that distinctive quiet that makes snowy landscapes feel so peaceful, so serene, so perfectly conducive to rest. You can feel the silence now, settling over you, bringing peace, bringing calm, bringing the deepest relaxation. High above, in the cold atmosphere, something magical is happening. Water vapor, invisible moisture in the air, is beginning its transformation. The temperature up there is far below freezing, cold enough that water can't remain liquid, cold enough that it must change form, must become something new, must become ice. And here's how a snowflake begins. A tiny particle, perhaps a speck of dust, perhaps a grain of pollen, floats in the atmosphere. Water vapor, drawn by the cold, begins to freeze onto this particle. One molecule at a time, the ice crystal grows. Each water molecule bonds to others, creating a hexagonal structure, a six-sided pattern that repeats, that extends, that builds upon itself. This is the fundamental architecture of ice, this six-sided symmetry, determined by the angle at which hydrogen and oxygen atoms bond, by the very nature of water itself. Every snowflake, every ice crystal, must follow this pattern, must grow in six directions, must honor this geometric truth. But within this pattern, infinite variety exists. As the crystal falls through the atmosphere, it encounters different temperatures, different humidity levels, different conditions that influence its growth. In one layer of air, the crystal might grow long thin arms. In another, it might develop flat plates. In still another, it might form intricate branches with delicate side shoots. Each layer of atmosphere adds its signature to the crystal, creates its unique contribution to the snowflake's architecture. And because no two snowflakes follow exactly the same path, experience exactly the same conditions, no two ever develop the same pattern. You're watching snowflakes fall now, from your cozy vantage point. Each one catching the soft light, glittering for a moment before landing. They fall so gently, so slowly. A typical snowflake falls at a speed of only 3 to 4 feet per second, taking perhaps an hour to complete its journey from cloud to ground. An hour of gentle drifting, of floating down through layers of sky, of growing, changing, becoming the unique crystalline structure it will be. This slowness is mesmerizing, hypnotic. You could watch for hours, feeling your breathing slow to match their pace, feeling yourself drift as they drift, feeling peace settle over you like snow over a landscape. The different types of snowflakes are many. Scientists have identified over 80 different classification categories. Stellar dendrites, those classic six-pointed stars, form at specific temperatures around 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Columns, long thin crystals like tiny pillars, form at temperatures around 5 degrees. Needles, plates, prisms, each type forming under specific conditions, each type beautiful in its own way. And sometimes, when conditions are just right, snowflakes cluster together, forming larger flakes, those big soft flakes that seem to float rather than fall, that pile up quickly, that create the perfect snow for building snowmen, for making snow angels, for blanketing the world in deep soft white. Your eyelids are growing heavy, so heavy. Watching the snow fall is like watching the most peaceful meditation. Each flake a tiny moment of stillness, a small piece of frozen time, drifting down to join countless others, building a landscape of peace, of quiet, of rest. The hypnotic pattern of falling snow is soothing your mind, calming your thoughts, bringing you closer to sleep with each gentle flake that descends. And here's something wonderful about snow crystals. They're hollow. Each arm of a snowflake is actually a hollow tube. As the crystal grows, it extends outward, but the center remains empty. This is why snow is so light, so fluffy, why it piles up rather than compressing immediately. A cubic foot of fresh snow might contain as much as 95% air. Only 5% ice. The rest is space, emptiness, pockets of air that make snow soft, that make it a perfect insulator, that make it beautiful and light and gentle. The silence deepens, wraps around you more completely. The snow is still falling, steady, eternal, covering everything in white, smoothing over rough edges, hiding details, simplifying the world into soft shapes and gentle curves. This is snow's gift, this simplification, this reduction of complexity, leaving only peace, only quiet, only the gentle beauty of winter's embrace. You're safe here, warm here, comfortable here, watching winter work its magic, watching the world transform into a place of perfect peace. Your cozy space overlooks a lake, and you can see how winter has transformed it. The water, once flowing and alive with motion, is now still, frozen, captured in perfect silence. The surface is smooth, glassy, reflecting the soft gray sky above. This transformation happened gradually, over cold nights and cool days, as temperatures dropped and water molecules slowed, finally stopped their liquid dance and locked into the rigid structure of ice. And here's how a lake freezes. It doesn't happen all at once. Water is unusual, special, magical even. Most liquids become denser as they freeze, but water reaches its maximum density at 39 degrees Fahrenheit, 4 degrees above freezing. This means that as a lake cools, the coldest water rises to the surface, while warmer water sinks below. The surface freezes first, creating a layer of ice that insulates the water beneath, protecting the life that exists in the lake's depths. This is why fish survive winter, why frogs can hibernate in the mud at the bottom, why life continues beneath the frozen surface. The ice on the lake is clear in places, so clear you can see darkness beneath, the hint of water still liquid below. Ice forms in crystals, just like snowflakes, but these crystals are larger, oriented vertically, growing downward into the water. As the ice gets thicker, it can support more weight. A layer just 4 inches thick can support a person on foot. Ice grows about an inch per day when temperatures remain consistently below freezing, building a platform, creating a new landscape where water once flowed, transforming liquid into solid, motion into stillness, change into rest. You're noticing the colors in the ice. It's not just white or clear, there are subtle blues, soft grays, hints of turquoise in the shadows. This is because ice is actually very slightly blue. Pure ice absorbs a tiny bit more red light than blue, and when light passes through thick ice, or when you look into deep crevasses, this faint blue becomes visible. It's the same reason the ocean appears blue, the same reason glaciers glow with that otherworldly azure light. Water, in its frozen form, reveals colors that liquid water hides, shows you blues that seem to come from another world entirely. And here's something about the sounds of freezing lakes. As ice forms and expands, it makes sounds. Sometimes they're like groans or sighs, deep rumbles that travel across the frozen surface. Sometimes they're sharper, like cracks or snaps, the sound of ice adjusting, shifting, finding its form. These sounds might seem eerie, but they're natural, normal, just the lake settling into its winter rest, finding its frozen equilibrium. You don't hear these sounds now, from your warm, comfortable space. You only see the stillness, the peace, the beautiful transformation of water into solid stillness. The snow is covering the ice now, soft flakes landing on the smooth surface, beginning to accumulate, creating a white blanket over the frozen lake. This snow will insulate the ice, slow further freezing, protect whatever lies beneath. Snow is such a good insulator, used by Arctic animals to create dens, by winter campers to build shelters, by nature itself to protect dormant life through the coldest months. A layer of snow can keep the ground beneath much warmer than the air above, can create pockets of relative comfort in the midst of winter's cold. Your breathing has slowed even more, matching the stillness of the frozen lake. In and out, so slowly, so peacefully. Your body is as relaxed as still water, as calm as ice. You're warm, so warm, wrapped in comfort, watching this winter world from your place of safety and peace. Nothing can disturb you here, nothing can interrupt this perfect calm. You're drifting, like a snowflake, floating, like ice forming on still water, settling into peace, settling into rest, settling into the deepest relaxation. The silence wraps around you gently, completely. The frozen lake is utterly still. The falling snow makes no sound. Everything is muffled, softened, quieted by winter's presence. This is the peace you've been seeking, the rest you've been needing. It's here, all around you, in the frozen lake, in the falling snow, in the gentle embrace of winter's calm. You can let go now, can release everything, can allow yourself to drift into sleep, to float into dreams, to rest in perfect peace. You notice frost forming on the window, delicate patterns appearing as if painted by an invisible artist. These are ice crystals, forming right before your eyes, spreading across the glass in beautiful fern-like structures, branching patterns that seem to grow as you watch. This is hoarfrost, frozen dew, moisture from the air crystallizing directly onto the cold surface of the window, bypassing the liquid phase entirely, going from vapor to solid in one magical transformation. And here's how these patterns form. The glass is cold, colder than the air inside. Water vapor in the warm indoor air touches the cold glass and freezes instantly. But it doesn't freeze smoothly. Ice wants to form crystals, wants to create structure, wants to follow its hexagonal nature. So it grows in patterns, in branches, in repeating forms that echo the snowflake's six-sided symmetry. Each crystal extends, meets others, creates junctions, builds a network of frozen beauty across the window, a temporary artwork that will melt when the sun returns, when warmth touches it again. The patterns are mesmerizing. You can see how they branch, how each main stem sends out side branches, how those branches send out their own smaller branches. It's a fractal pattern, similar at every scale, self-similar. Each part reflecting the whole. This is how nature builds, through simple rules repeated, creating complexity from simplicity, creating beauty from basic principles. The same pattern appears in rivers, in lightning, in trees, in coral, in countless natural forms. Ice knows this pattern, follows it, creates it in miniature on your window. These ice crystals have specific names, type studied by scientists who specialize in the beauty of frozen water. Fern frost, what you're seeing now, grows in feathered patterns. Plate frost forms in flat hexagonal shapes. Needle frost creates thin parallel lines like tiny forests. Each type forms under specific conditions, specific temperatures and humidity levels. Each type has its own character, its own beauty, its own contribution to winter's artwork. You're noticing something else. The frost glitters, catches the soft light, sparkles with tiny rainbows. This is because ice crystals are prisms. They bend light, split it into colors, create miniature spectrums in their surfaces. Each crystal edge is like a tiny prism, refracting light, creating flashes of color, hints of rainbow in the white frost. This is why snow sparkles in sunlight, why ice seems to glow, why winter landscapes shimmer and shine with captured light. And here's something about the temperature at which frost forms. It doesn't require temperatures below 32 degrees Fahrenheit everywhere, just on the surface where the frost appears. This is why you can have frost on the ground when the air temperature is above freezing, why car windows can frost over on cool mornings even when it's not technically below freezing. The surface radiates heat away, becomes colder than the surrounding air, creates its own microclimate of cold where ice can form, where crystals can grow, where winter's artwork can appear. Your eyelids are so heavy now, watching the frost patterns grow is like watching time-lapse photography of flowers blooming. It's hypnotic, soothing, pulling you deeper into relaxation. The delicate branches, the intricate details, the gentle beauty of ice forming, all of it is telling you to rest, to relax, to let go completely. You're warm, safe, comfortable, and these ice crystals are like a lullaby for your eyes, a gentle meditation that guides you towards sleep, toward peace, toward the deepest rest. The frost continues to grow, slowly, steadily. Each crystal adding to the pattern, each new branch extending the design. It's endless, inexhaustible. Ice will keep forming as long as conditions are right, as long as moisture and cold meet. Nature creating beauty simply because the conditions allow it, not for any purpose, not for any reason, just because this is what water does when it's cold. This is how ice forms. This is the natural order of things in winter. Beautiful, peaceful, perfectly still. The silence wraps around you gently. Even the formation of frost is silent, invisible. You can't hear crystals growing, can't hear ice forming. There's only deep quiet, profound stillness, the hush of winter settling over everything. This silence is healing, restorative. It allows your mind to finally quiet, allows your thoughts to slow and stop, allows you to simply be, to simply rest, to simply drift into the peace that winter offers, into the sleep that winter brings. Beyond your cozy space, through the frosted window, you can see trees. Their branches are laden with snow. Each twig, each branch, outlined in white. The forest has been transformed, turned into a wonderland of soft shapes and gentle curves. The snow has softened everything, smoothed over the rough bark, hidden the details, left only the essential forms, the beautiful architecture of trees revealed by white. And here's something about snow on trees. The way it accumulates depends on the type of snow and the shape of the tree. Light fluffy snow can pile high on branches, creating thick white lines along every limb. Wet heavy snow might slide off, or might freeze and stick, creating ice layers that can weigh down branches, making them bend, sometimes break. But tonight the snow is perfect, light enough to stay, heavy enough to accumulate, creating a landscape of pure beauty, pure peace. Evergreen trees, pines and firs and spruces, look like they're wearing white cloaks. Their needle-like leaves catch the snow, hold it in place, create perfect triangular forms dusted with white. These trees are designed for snow. Their shape, that classic Christmas tree shape, helps snow slide off, prevents too much accumulation, allows them to survive even the heaviest snowfall. The branches slope downward, flexible, able to bend under weight and then spring back. This is adaptation, evolution, millions of years of surviving winter encoded in their very form. Deciduous trees, bare of leaves now, create different patterns. The snow sits along their branches like stripes, like lines drawn in white ink against the gray-brown bark. You can see the tree structure more clearly, see how branches divide, how they reach, how they create networks against the sky. Winter reveals the bones of trees, shows their architecture, their strength, their beauty that leaves conceal in other seasons. And here's something beautiful about snow protecting trees. That blanket of snow on the ground, several inches deep now, is insulating the tree's roots, keeping them warmer than they would be in exposed cold. Snow is full of air, remember, and air is an excellent insulator. The ground beneath the snow might be 30 degrees warmer than the air above. This protection allows trees to survive, allows their roots to rest dormant but alive, waiting for spring, for warmth, for the return of growth. You're noticing the play of light and shadow in the snowy forest. Even though the sky is gray, there's a quality to the light, a soft diffusion. Snow reflects light, bounces it around, creates even illumination without harsh shadows. This is why snowy days seem bright even when the sun is hidden, why you can see well even in what should be dim conditions. Snow is like nature's soft box, diffusing light, creating gentle even illumination that's easy on the eyes, that's calming to look at, that contributes to the peaceful atmosphere of winter. Animals have been through this forest. You can see their tracks in the snow. Small delicate prints from birds, larger prints from deer, tiny parallel lines from a mouse. Each track tells a story, reveals life moving through winter, surviving, finding food, seeking shelter. Animals in winter are remarkable, their adaptations, their survival strategies, their ability to thrive even in cold and snow. Some grow thicker fur, some change color to white, some hibernate deep underground, each species having its own solution to winter's challenges. And here's something about how snow affects sound in a forest. You noticed how quiet everything is, how muffled. Snow does this, absorbs sound waves, prevents echoes. And trees do it too, especially snow-covered trees. The combination creates an almost surreal silence, a quiet so deep it seems to have presence, seems to be its own entity wrapping around you. This is the deep forest quiet of winter, a silence found nowhere else, at no other time. And it's profoundly peaceful, deeply calming, perfectly designed to bring rest to weary minds, to guide troubled thoughts into stillness, to create the conditions for perfect sleep. Your breathing is barely perceptible now, so slow, so shallow, so peaceful. You're sinking deeper into relaxation, into the soft white embrace of winter, into the gentle silence of snow. Your body is as still as the snow-covered forest, as quiet as the muffled landscape, as peaceful as winter itself. Nothing disturbs you, nothing troubles you. There's only warmth, comfort, and the deepest rest settling over you like snow over the forest, covering everything, making everything soft, making everything still. The silence wraps around you gently, the forest stands in its winter rest, the snow continues to fall, and you continue to drift, to float, to settle and to sleep. Everything is perfect, everything is peaceful, everything is exactly as it should be. As evening comes, as the light fades, something magical begins. In the northern sky, colors start to appear, soft at first, just hints of green, whispers of light against the darkness. Then growing, strengthening, flowing across the sky like ribbons, like curtains, like liquid light painting the heavens. This is the Aurora Borealis, the northern lights, one of nature's most spectacular displays, and you're watching it from your warm, comfortable place, through your window, seeing magic unfold in the winter sky. And here's how auroras form. Far above Earth, in space, the sun sends out streams of charged particles, electrons and protons flowing outward in what's called the solar wind. When these particles reach Earth, our planet's magnetic field guides them toward the poles, funnels them down toward the Arctic and Antarctic. There they collide with atoms in the atmosphere, with oxygen and nitrogen. These collisions energize the atoms, excite them, and when they return to their normal state, they release that energy as light, as color, as the shimmering curtains of the aurora. Different colors come from different atoms at different altitudes. Green, the most common aurora color, comes from oxygen atoms about 60 miles up. Red, rarer and higher, from oxygen at 200 miles. Blue and purple, from nitrogen. Each color indicating a different type of collision, a different dance of particles and atoms, all creating this symphony of light in the sky, this silent show that has amazed humans for millennia, that has inspired myths and legends, that has brought wonder to winter nights since people first looked up and saw the sky come alive. The aurora moves, flows, changes shape constantly. Sometimes it's like curtains blowing in an invisible wind. Sometimes it's like rays shooting up from the horizon. Sometimes it pulses, brightens and dims, breathes like a living thing. This movement is the result of changing conditions in the solar wind, of shifts in Earth's magnetic field, of the complex interactions between sun and planet playing out in visible light. The patterns can be predicted to some degree, but never exactly. Each aurora is unique, each display its own creation, its own moment of magic. And here's something about the sound of auroras. People who live far north sometimes report hearing the auroras, a faint crackling or hissing. Science has long been skeptical, sound shouldn't travel from that height. But recent research suggests it might be real, that electrical charges might create sounds much closer to the ground, that what people hear isn't the aurora itself but effects it creates in the air near the surface. The mystery isn't fully solved, but it adds to the magic, to the sense of wonder, to the feeling that auroras are somehow alive, somehow more than just light in the sky. You're watching the colors flow, green waves rippling across the stars. The movement is mesmerizing, hypnotic. Your eyes are heavy, so heavy, but you keep watching, keep following the flowing curtains of light. It's like watching the most beautiful meditation, like seeing peace itself made visible, made manifest in color and motion. The aurora is telling you to rest, to let go, to drift like the colors drift, to flow like the light flows, to surrender to beauty, to peace, to sleep. The winter night is dark around the Aurora, deeply dark. This is the polar night, when the sun stays below the horizon for months at a time, when days blur into one long twilight. This happens because of Earth's tilt, its 23.5-degree angle, meaning that in winter, the poles lean away from the sun, never quite coming into its light, experiencing continuous darkness for weeks or months depending on latitude. But this darkness isn't frightening, it's peaceful, restful. It's nature's invitation to rest deeply, to sleep long, to embrace the quiet that darkness brings. And here's something about how this extended darkness affects life in the Arctic. Animals that live there have adapted. Reindeer's eyes change in winter, becoming more sensitive to blue light, helping them see in the dimness. Arctic foxes grow thick white winter coats, both for camouflage and warmth. Some animals hibernate through the darkest months, sleeping away the time when food is scarce and cold is intense. They trust the cycle, trust that spring will return, that light will come back, that this long rest is temporary and necessary. The aurora continues its dance, patient, eternal. It has been dancing like this for billions of years, long before humans existed, long before any witness stood on Earth's surface to see it. And it will continue long after we're gone, a natural wonder that needs no audience, that performs simply because conditions allow it, because particles collide, because atoms release energy, because this is how the universe works. Beautiful, purposeless, perfect. Your breathing is synchronized with the aurora's flow, slow waves, gentle pulses, in and out like the light brightens and dims. You're being pulled deeper, the colors are calling you into rest, into peace, into sleep. Your eyelids are closing, just for a moment, then opening again, but heavier each time, harder to lift. Soon they'll close and stay closed, soon you'll drift away completely. The silence wraps around you gently, even the aurora is silent, just light moving across the sky without sound, just beauty unfolding in perfect quiet. This silence is complete, total. It fills the winter night, fills your warm space, fills your mind until there's no room for thought, no room for worry, only room for peace, for calm, for the deep restful sleep that winter brings. You find yourself drifting, floating, and now you're somewhere new. Inside an ice cave. A natural chamber carved by water over centuries. The walls around you glow with that otherworldly blue light, that deep azure that pure ice emits. You're safe here, warm here somehow despite being surrounded by ice. This is a dream space, a place where the normal rules don't apply, where you can experience the beauty of ice without the cold, where you can explore winter's wonders in perfect comfort. And here's how ice caves form. In glaciers, in permanent ice fields, meltwater carves paths through the ice, creating tunnels, chambers, caverns. The water flows in summer, melts and refreezes, gradually enlarging passages, creating spaces large enough to walk through, to explore. The walls are smooth, polished by flowing water, sculpted into curves and swirls. Nature's artwork carved in ice, revealed in blue light, creating one of the most beautiful environments on Earth. The blue is intense here, deeper than any blue in the world above. This color comes from ice itself, from the way it absorbs light. Ice, when it's very pure and very thick, absorbs more red light than blue. The red end of the spectrum is filtered out, leaving only blue. And in the depths of an ice cave, surrounded by thick walls of ancient ice, that blue becomes concentrated, becomes saturated, becomes a color so pure and intense it seems unreal, seems to glow from within, seems to be light rather than matter. You touch the wall, expecting cold, but somehow it doesn't feel cold to you. Your dream logic protecting you. In reality, ice this pure would be far below freezing. These caves exist in places where ice never melts, where temperatures stay below zero year-round, in glaciers, in ice sheets, in the permanent ice of high mountains and polar regions. But here, now, you can appreciate the beauty without the discomfort, can experience the wonder without the danger. This is the gift of dreams, of imagination, of peaceful exploration in the safety of rest. And here's something about glacier ice, about the walls around you. This ice might be thousands of years old. Glaciers form from snow that accumulates year after year. Each winter adding a new layer. The weight of new snow compresses old snow, squeezes out air, gradually transforms fluffy snow into dense ice. This process takes decades, centuries. The ice deep in a glacier might have fallen as snow during ancient times, might have been breathed by mammoths, might contain air bubbles from atmospheres long gone. It's a time capsule, a record, a physical history of Earth's climate written in frozen layers. Light filters through the ice above you, soft and diffused, creating patterns of lighter and darker blue. The ceiling is rippled, textured, showing layers of ice, each layer slightly different in color, in clarity, in the density of bubbles trapped within. These variations tell a story, show you years of snowfall, years of compression, centuries of gradual transformation from snow to ice. It's like reading tree rings, but in 3 dimensions, in blue, in frozen time. You notice formations within the cave, icicles, but upside down. These are formed when meltwater drips from the ceiling, not down but along the ice, freezing as it goes, creating these strange reverse icicles. Or ice columns where water has frozen mid-drip, suspended in the act of falling, captured in time. Ice can create forms unlike anything else, structures impossible in any other material, geometric impossibilities made real through the magic of frozen water. And here's something about the sounds in ice caves. In the real places, there are sounds, groans and cracks as the glacier moves, as ice shifts, settles, adjusts to pressure and temperature. These sounds can be loud, sudden, startling. But here, in your peaceful cave, there's only silence, deep silence, the kind that comes from being surrounded by thick ice, insulated from all external sound, wrapped in a cocoon of frozen quiet. This silence is profound, healing. It allows your mind to become as still as the ice, as quiet as the depths of the glacier, as peaceful as eternal frozen time. Your breathing is so slow now, barely moving, like you're hibernating, like you're entering your own form of winter rest. The blue light is soothing, cold but not cold, calming, pulling you deeper into relaxation, deeper into peace. The ice cave is like a womb, enclosed, protected, separate from the world. You could stay here forever, resting, dreaming, drifting in this blue space, in this frozen moment, in this perfect peaceful now. The silence wraps around you gently, the ice holds you, the blue light bathes you. Everything is still, everything is quiet, everything is perfect. You're sinking deeper, always deeper, into rest, into peace, into the sleep that's been calling you, that's been waiting for you, that's ready to embrace you completely. You drift back to your cozy space, back to warmth and comfort, back to your window view of the winter world. And you notice movement. An animal appears, moving through the snow with quiet confidence. This is a snowshoe hare, its fur transformed completely white for winter, camouflaged perfectly against the snow, moving with large feet that spread its weight, that allow it to walk on top of the snow rather than sinking through. And here's how the snowshoe hare's feet work. They're large, hence the name, and covered with thick fur, even on the bottom. This fur provides both insulation and increased surface area. The hare's winter feet can be almost 4 inches long, spreading wide when it walks, acting like natural snowshoes, allowing it to move across snow that would trap other animals. This is adaptation, evolution's solution to winter, a perfect example of how life finds ways to thrive even in the harshest conditions. The hare's white coat is another marvel. It grew this way. The color changed gradually as days shortened, as sunlight decreased. Hormones triggered by day length caused the hare to molt, to shed its brown summer fur and grow white winter fur. This process took weeks, gradual transformation, and in spring it will reverse, brown returning as snow melts, always keeping the hare camouflaged, always matching its environment. This isn't conscious, isn't chosen, just automatic response to seasonal changes, to light, to the turning of the year. You see other signs of winter survival. A bird, a chickadee, fluffs its feathers against the cold. This is how small birds survive winter nights. They fluff their feathers, trap air between them, creating insulation, creating their own personal blanket. Then they lower their body temperature, enter a state called regulated hypothermia, allowing themselves to cool down, saving energy, surviving on minimal resources until morning when they can forage again. Such a small creature, weighing less than half an ounce, surviving temperatures that would seem impossible, thriving through strategies evolved over millions of winters. And here's something about how trees survive freezing. The sap in their trunks could freeze, could expand, could split the tree apart. But trees have adapted. They move water out of their cells before winter, concentrate sugars and other compounds that act as antifreeze, lowering the freezing point, protecting tissues. Some trees can survive temperatures far below zero, down to -40, -60, even lower. They don't just survive, they rest, dormant but alive, waiting for spring, trusting the cycle, knowing warmth will return. An owl calls in the distance, a soft hoot carrying through the still air. Owls hunt in winter, their silent flight perfect for moving through the quiet. Their feathers are designed for soundless movement, edges that break up airflow, preventing the whoosh that other birds make. This silence allows them to hunt by sound, listening for movements beneath the snow, for voles and mice tunneling under the white blanket, completely invisible but detectable by sound alone. The owl's hearing is so acute it can pinpoint prey location within inches, even through deep snow, even in complete darkness. The animals are teaching you about winter survival, about patience, about adaptation, about the wisdom of rest. Bears hibernate, sleeping away the coldest months, living off stored fat, barely breathing, heart rate dropping to just a few beats per minute. This is extreme rest, ultimate relaxation, a state so deep it allows survival without food, without water, for months at a time. And when spring comes, when temperatures rise, the bear wakes, emerges, continues life as if the long sleep was just a night. This is nature's way of saying, sometimes, the best response to difficulty is rest, is retreat, is deep healing sleep. And here's something about hibernation. It's not just sleep, it's a different state entirely. Body temperature drops, metabolism slows to just a few percent of normal, breathing becomes so slow it's almost undetectable. The animal isn't responding to external stimuli, isn't dreaming in the normal sense, just existing in a state of suspended animation, of minimal life, of profound rest that heals, that restores, that allows survival through times that would otherwise be impossible to endure. You feel the same invitation. This winter night is inviting you into your own form of hibernation, into deep rest, into healing sleep. You don't need to survive anything, don't need to endure cold or find food, but you can still accept winter's gift of rest, can still surrender to the deep sleep that this season offers, can still trust, like the animals trust, that rest is good, that sleep heals, that letting go completely is safe and natural and right. The silence wraps around you gently. The animals have settled into their shelters, into their burrows and dens and tree hollows. The winter night has deepened. The world has become still. And you too are becoming still, becoming quiet, becoming ready for that deep rest, that hibernation of consciousness, that perfect sleep that winter promises. You're surrounded by winter now, completely immersed in its peace. And something is happening, something subtle but profound. Winter is healing you. The quiet, the stillness, the gentle beauty, all combining to restore something in you that needed restoration, to heal something that needed healing. Winter has this power, this therapeutic quality, this ability to bring peace that goes deeper than simple relaxation. And here's what science tells us. Exposure to winter environments, to snow and ice and cold, can have measurable health benefits. Cold air can strengthen your immune system, stimulate brown fat that burns calories and regulates temperature, improve circulation as your body works to maintain warmth. Even just viewing winter scenes, like you're doing now from your cozy space, can lower stress hormones, reduce blood pressure, calm an anxious mind. Winter is medicine, cold is healing, snow and ice bring benefits beyond their beauty. The stillness of winter mirrors internal stillness. When the world outside becomes quiet, when snow muffles sound, when ice freezes motion, your internal world can mirror this. Your thoughts can slow like flowing water becoming ice. Your emotions can settle like snowflakes finding ground. Your whole being can enter a state of winter rest, of hibernation, of that deep peace that allows true healing to occur. You've noticed how your breathing has changed, how it's become so slow, so deep. Breathing cold air, even just thinking about cold air, changes how you breathe. You breathe more slowly, more deliberately, more consciously. This is good. This deeper breathing brings more oxygen, removes more carbon dioxide, allows better gas exchange in your lungs. And slow breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest system, your body's natural relaxation response. Winter teaches you to breathe better, to breathe peacefully, to breathe in a way that heals. And here's something about the color white, about the visual impact of snowy landscapes. White is all colors combined, full spectrum light reflected back complete. It's the presence of all light, not the absence. And seeing white, being surrounded by white, has psychological effects. It feels clean, pure, new. It represents beginnings, fresh starts, blank pages. Winter whites out the world, erases details, gives you visual rest, reduces the complexity that colors bring, allows your eyes, your mind, your whole being to relax into simplicity, into clarity, into peace. The winter landscape is minimalist, reduced to essential forms, simplified to shapes and shadows. Trees become dark lines against white. Hills become gentle curves. Everything unnecessary is hidden, covered, simplified. This minimalism is restful. Your brain doesn't have to process complexity, doesn't have to analyze details, can simply rest in the simple beauty of white earth, dark sky, the elemental contrast of winter. This visual rest translates to mental rest, to emotional rest, to the deep rest that brings healing. You've been on this winter journey for a while now, and you can feel how different you are from when you started. How much more relaxed, how much more peaceful, how much more ready for sleep. The ice and snow have worked their magic. The winter wisdom has seeped into you. The healing power of cold and quiet and beauty has done its work. You're ready now, ready to let go completely, ready to surrender to sleep, ready to drift away into the deepest rest. And here's the final gift winter offers. The gift of trust. Animals trust winter. They prepare, but then they trust. They enter dens and sleep, trusting they'll wake, trusting spring will come, trusting the cycle. And trees trust. They let leaves fall, seeming to die but only resting, trusting roots will hold, that spring will wake them, that life continues beyond what looks like death. Winter teaches trust, teaches faith in cycles, teaches that rest is not ending but preparation for new beginning. And you can trust too, can let go completely, can surrender to sleep knowing you'll wake, knowing tomorrow comes, knowing this rest is good and necessary and safe. The silence wraps around you gently, completely. The winter world is at peace. You are at peace. Everything is still. Everything is quiet. Everything is perfect. You're ready now, ready to sleep, ready to drift into dreams, ready to rest in the deep healing quiet that winter brings. You're in your cozy space still, but sinking deeper into it. The blanket around you is softer, warmer. The pillow beneath your head is perfectly comfortable. Every part of your body is supported, held, embraced by comfort. Outside, the snow continues falling, has been falling for hours, will continue falling through the night, building the white world deeper, making the silence more complete, adding to the peace that surrounds you. Your body is so relaxed now. Every muscle loose. Every joint soft. Your face is smooth, jaw unclenched, forehead peaceful. Your shoulders have dropped, released all the tension they were holding. Your hands lie open, fingers curled gently, completely at rest. Your legs are heavy, sinking into softness. Your whole body has become like the snow-covered landscape, still, quiet, at peace. And here's what's happening physiologically as you relax this deeply. Your heart rate has slowed. Your blood pressure has dropped. Your stress hormones have diminished, replaced by relaxation chemicals, serotonin, endorphins. Your brain waves have shifted from the beta waves of normal consciousness through alpha waves of relaxation toward theta waves of deep meditation and early sleep. Your body knows what to do. It's preparing for sleep, for rest, for the healing that happens when consciousness releases its grip. The window shows you the winter night. Darkness has deepened. The snow glows faintly, reflecting what little light exists. The trees are dark silhouettes. The world is reduced to the simplest elements. Dark and light. Movement and stillness. The snow still falling, everything else perfectly still. This image is like a lullaby for your eyes. Simple, repetitive, calming, drawing you deeper, deeper, towards sleep. You can hear your breathing, so slow now, so gentle. Each breath a tiny sound in the vast quiet. In and out. Like waves on a distant shore, like the gentlest wind, barely there, barely noticeable, just present, just continuing, just breathing while you sink deeper into rest. Your body breathes for you. You don't need to think about it, don't need to control it. Just let it happen, let it continue, let it carry you deeper into relaxation. And here's something about the transition from waking to sleeping, about what happens as you drift off. There's a state called hypnagogia, the threshold between waking and sleeping. In this state, your thoughts become dreamlike, logic loosens, images appear, sounds seem strange. You might feel like you're floating or falling, might see colors or patterns behind your eyelids, might hear your name called when no one is there. All of this is normal, natural, part of the beautiful transition from consciousness to sleep. You're in this state now, drifting through it, being carried by it towards sleep, toward dreams, toward rest. The winter scene outside is becoming less distinct. The details are fading. You're seeing less clearly. Your eyelids are so heavy, closing, staying closed longer each time. Soon they won't open again. Soon you'll stop trying to see. Soon you'll surrender completely to the darkness behind your closed eyes, to the peace that waits there, to the sleep that's calling you. The snow is your teacher now, showing you how to let go. Snowflakes don't resist, don't fight, they simply fall, surrender to gravity, drift down to join the accumulation, becoming part of something larger, losing individual identity in the collective piece of snow. You can do this too, can stop resisting, stop fighting, just fall, just drift, just let go and become part of the larger piece, the universal rest, the sleep that holds us all. Your thoughts are slowing, becoming less frequent, less important. Like snowflakes in still air, your thoughts are drifting, settling, becoming still. There's nothing you need to think about, nothing you need to remember, nothing you need to solve or fix or understand. Just this, just now, just the gentle drift towards sleep. The thinking part of you is closing down, dimming like a light fading, becoming quieter like sound absorbed by snow, disappearing into rest. The silence wraps around you gently, inside and outside, within and without. The winter quiet has become your inner quiet. The still landscape has become your still mind. Everything is peaceful. Everything is calm. Everything is perfect. You're almost gone now, almost entirely asleep. Hovering in that delicious space where consciousness is just barely present, where you're aware but not really here, where you're floating between worlds. The cozy comfort holds you. The winter peace surrounds you. The darkness welcomes you. And you're letting go, finally, completely, surrendering to sleep. The snow is deep outside now. Hours of steady falling has transformed the world. Everything is buried in white, smoothed over, simplified. The sharp edges are gone, the details hidden. Only soft shapes remain. Mounds and curves. Gentle hills and shallow valleys. The world reduced to its most peaceful form. And your mind is like this too. All the sharp thoughts are buried. All the complex worries are hidden. Only peace remains. Only calm. Only the soft, gentle emptiness that invites sleep. And here's what snow is teaching you in this final descent into rest. Snow accepts everything. Every flake that falls, snow receives, welcomes, incorporates. Snow doesn't judge, doesn't resist, doesn't choose. It simply accepts all that comes, covers all equally, makes no distinctions. This is the wisdom you need now. Accept the sleep that comes. Welcome the rest. Don't resist, don't fight, don't hold on to wakefulness. Just let go. Let sleep cover you like snow covers earth. Let rest accept you like snow accepts each flake. Let peace welcome you home. Your breathing is almost imperceptible now. So slow. So shallow. So gentle. Like the breath of hibernating animals. Like the barely there movement of air in the still winter night. Your heart beats slowly, peacefully, without effort. Your entire body has entered rest mode, sleep mode, healing mode. Everything is working perfectly. Everything is doing exactly what it should. And you don't need to do anything, don't need to help, don't need to try. Just rest. Just sleep. Just be. The darkness is complete now. Your eyes are closed. Will stay closed. You're not seeing the winter scene anymore. You're dreaming it, or perhaps you're not even doing that. Perhaps you're just gone. Just sleeping. Just resting in that deep place where consciousness doesn't reach, where there's only peace, only rest, only the profound healing darkness of sleep. And here's the last thing you need to know. Sleep is safe. Sleep is good. Sleep is necessary and natural and healing. Your body needs this. Your mind needs this. You need this. And it's okay to let go completely, to stop being awake, to drift away into dreams and beyond dreams into the deepest sleep. You'll wake when you're ready, when rest is complete, when morning comes. But until then, you can simply sleep, simply rest, simply be unconscious and healing and at perfect peace. The winter night holds you. The cozy warmth surrounds you. The soft blanket covers you. The silence wraps around you gently, completely, eternally. There's nothing left to do, nowhere left to go, no reason to stay awake even one more moment. Sleep is here. Sleep is now. Sleep is calling you home. Sleep. Just sleep. Deeply. Peacefully. Completely. The winter world is sleeping. The snow-covered earth is sleeping. The frozen lake is sleeping. The ice in the caves is sleeping. And you are sleeping too. Deeply. So deeply. Completely. Utterly. At peace. The silence is absolute. There is no sound. No thought. No awareness. Only the profound peace of deep sleep. Only the healing darkness of rest. Only the gentle embrace of winter's quietest hour. You're gone. fully gone. Sleeping. Resting. Being held by sleep like snow holds the earth, completely, gently, perfectly. Dreams may come. Or may not. It doesn't matter. You're sleeping deeply enough that dreams don't disturb. Or you're sleeping too deeply for dreams. Or you're dreaming of winter, of snow, of peace. But it doesn't matter. None of it matters. Only sleep matters. Only rest. Only this profound, deep, peaceful sleep. The night continues. The snow continues. But you're unaware. You're sleeping. The hours pass. But you don't know. You're resting. The world turns. But you're still. Perfectly still. Sleeping. Deeply. Peacefully. Completely. As you drift deeper into sleep now, completely relaxed, completely at peace, remember this peaceful journey can return whenever you need it. Winter's peace is always available. Snow's gentleness always ready to embrace you. The cozy warmth of rest always waiting to welcome you home. If this soothing story helped you relax tonight, if it brought you peace, if it guided you towards sleep, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a new calming sleep story every week. More journeys like this, more peaceful explorations, more gentle guides to rest. All waiting for you. Ready to bring you peace. Ready to help you sleep. Sweet dreams, rest deeply, sleep now, peacefully, completely. Let the winter hold you. Let the snow cover you. Let the silence embrace you. Sleep. Sleep deeply. Sleep peacefully. Sleep completely. Rest now. Rest deeply. Rest peacefully. Rest completely. The winter blesses you with its peace. The snow blankets you with its quiet. The ice preserves you in its stillness. Sleep. 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 Deeply. Peacefully. Completely. Forever in this moment. Forever in this rest. Forever in winter's gentle embrace. Sleep.